Hello and welcome back to the Cars Ireland YouTube channel. I'm Sinead McCann and today we're going to have a look around an all-new model from Renault, replacing the much-loved Kadjar. This is their all-new C-segment SUV, the Austral. A brand new rival to the likes of the Nissan Qashqai and Ford Kuga, the Austral will be available with one single high-tech hybrid powertrain. And that consists of a 1.2 litre, 3-cylinder turbocharged little petrol engine, which combined with two electric motors and a battery pushes out a not so little 200 HP, all while returning a diesel-esque 5 litres per 100 kilometres in fuel economy. All sounds pretty good on paper, but let's have a look at the nitty-gritty practical side to see if we can get a sense of what it might be like to live with. If that sounds like the type of review you'd be interested in, Irish cars on Irish roads, then make sure to hit subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest cars to hit the market. Starting with the boot, which measures in at a respectable 430 litres. But the Austral shares the same party trick as the Ford Kuga in that you can push the rear seats forward to trade off boot space versus passenger legroom as needs be. Got a little bit of a load lip here, which makes it slightly less practical for people like me who like to sit in the boot and have a picnic. But there's some nice handy features in here, such as shopping bag hooks. You've got two levers to drop the back seats and a 12-volt charging socket. It's also on this top spec Esprit model. You've got a very leisurely closing electric tailgate. Rear seat legroom is pretty decent. This is me sitting behind myself at 167 centimetres, and it's only got the tiniest little hump in the floor in the middle here, which is great news if you need to carry 3 kids back here. You've also got good access to 2 sets of ISOFIX anchors for child seats, again thanks to the generous legroom and wide opening rear doors. You've also got a couple of USB ports for charging back here, which should keep the gadget lovers happy. And can we please have a moment for these blue stitched seatbelts? Very nice. Welcome to the front of the Austral, and I should probably point out here that this is the top of the line iconic Esprit Alpine model, so it's got a few more bells and whistles than the entry-level model. Although that said, that entry-level Techno model does come very generously equipped. Starting at €45,000, it gets 19-inch alloy wheels, matrix LED headlights, this massive 12.3-inch touchscreen display, another big 12-inch screen behind the steering wheel. You've got a drive mode selector, reversing camera, cruise control and ambient lighting to set the mood. The next tier up from that is the Techno Esprit Alpine. The Alpine naming policy presumably to emphasise the sportiness of these new trim levels, and that adds 20-inch alloy wheels, electric adjustment in the driver's seats and some extra safety bits like lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control and traffic sign recognition, and that starts at around the €48,000 mark. The cabin is a pretty nice place to be, and the graphics on this touchscreen are the crispest I've seen in quite some time. Even though it might look a little information heavy, it is quite easy to use. Plus you've got Apple CarPlay or Android Auto if you'd prefer to use your phone interface. One thing I have found quite strange about this cabin is, or the steering wheel in particular, is that it is quite stock heavy. So for some reason they've decided to put the gear controls as a stock behind the steering wheel, as well as your volume controls under your wiper controls here. So it is quite stock heavy, and then in the centre here where you might logically expect to have some of those controls, they've gone with a sliding armrest / phone holder type thing. And I'm just not sure about it. As much as I respect manufacturers trying to mix things up a little bit, there's something a little bit off about this setup for me, but I would love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments section below. So let's try and figure out which of one of these stocks makes it move and take it for a drive. So as I mentioned at the beginning, the Austral is powered by a 1.2 litre petrol engine, as well as 2 electric motors and a 2 kilowatt-hour battery, which helps to make it feel a lot more gutsy than a 1.2 litre petrol might sound at first. And just to be clear, this is what Renault call a self-charging hybrid, which means that you don't ever plug it in or run solely on electric power, but you do get electrical assistance to help with fuel economy and to help give it a smooth and quiet, more refined drive. And the fuel economy in real life has been quite impressive. I've been averaging about 5.5 litres per 100 kilometres, which is diesel-esque, except with the benefit of a much smoother drive and the added bonus of an automatic transmission. It's a reassuringly comfortable car to drive. It handles bumps in the road very well, and that four-wheel steering really does add a really nice precision for handling twisty turns and bends. I'd probably stop short of calling it fun to drive, but it certainly is very pleasant and easy to get on with, which is the name of the game when it comes to family cars. The safety systems are excellent as well. They're there and they kick in when you need them without ever being too intrusive. So that is the Renault Austral. Certainly feels like a big step up from the Kadjar, which itself was a very impressive package. Now, it's certainly competing in a very crowded space these days, but definitely one for the shopping list if you're looking for a comfortable and stylish SUV with more stocks than you'll ever need. Let us know what you think of the Renault Austral in the comments section below. Like and share if you enjoyed the video, and if you'd like to check it out for yourself, you'll find details of your local Renault dealer on CarsIreland.ie.